Welcome back to the Raventape Drive-in. I'm your host, Mr. Raventape, and today is One-Off Thursday. The game today is The Suffering. As you probably saw at the beginning, there is a warning about this. Just covering bases, that's all. But for me, playing this again is going down memory lane. This was one of the original horror games I played on the PS2.
How many times have I done this? And I still hate it.
I swear Abbott's full enough already.
At least when you escort an inmate to death row, you know he's scheduled to get what he deserves.
Ernesto, you can really be a jackass. You know that?
But you hear what this one did?
I don't want to know. And you know when
He beat his ex-wife to a bloody pulp. Killed her with his fists.
Look, I said I didn't...
Then he drowned one son in the tub and threw the other out a window. Don't ask me to cry for him.
Whew. Inmate, is this true?
Oh, he won't say. Claims he blacked the whole thing out. A likely story. The needle's too good for him. Filthy inmate. They should all die.
Willie's bed isn't even cold yet, and already they brought in a new guy.
I heard he killed his old lady and kids. Sick motherfucker.
Be quiet, you jerry-curled fool. Don't you know who that is?
Why should I?
That's Torque, the man himself. Word is he shaved half the Aryan Brotherhood over at Easton.
So fucking what? I can understand a guy killing his old lady, but he popped his kids too. Motherfucker deserves to be strapped down and dosed.
You believe what the COs tell you, Slick? You don't know shit about the man. I'm telling you, what I heard, he's all right.
That cocksucker's not gonna be all right for long if he's in the row with the rest of us short-timers.
Shut your cracker ass, Goose. Man's due respect. You show him respect.
I decide who I respect, shitboy! Don't you go telling
Quiet
me!
down in there! Some of you want to go back on the low? I didn't think so.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Neighbor. Nice to meet you. My name's Floyd. How long you got to your turn on the table, huh? You all out of appeals? Your lawyer fuck you? I read about your trial. They got no witnesses, all circumstantial evidence. No one knows what really happened but you. But you can't remember a thing, is that right?
Best not to listen to him talk. Floyd's a degenerate parasite. They should have slapped the cuffs on him coming out of his mama's
At least
trunk.
I know Jesus is with me, man. Whatever I've done, the Reverend says Jesus has forgiven me.
Will you shut the fuck up, you baby-raping, sodomizing sack of shit!
I was just asking the man a question, Goose. Whoa!
What the fuck is this shit?
It's an earthquake.
What the hell's going on?
The end time.
CO, you gotta let us out. We're still humans, man.
The whole
we got
fucking
rights.
place is coming down!
Sweet Jesus, what the hell was that?
Slick, you okay,
Is the
man?
prison collapsing? Are we sinking into the ocean? CO! CO! What the hell's going on?
Slick, what in the fuck just happened? Slick! Slick! Goose, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. And it wasn't me. If that's what you're thinking. I didn't touch that.
What was that? Goose? For fuck's sake, what's going on? That was close. I thought we were done for. We gotta get out of this shit can before it collapses. Shit. There's something in here. It's in here! Help me! No!
Right, I'm back. So, I'm sorry for how dark it is. I've messed around with the settings. Well, the brightness settings in this game. Hang on, I've got to change the settings for the camera first. Yeah, that should do the trick. Right, so like I was going to say, the brightness settings in this game are basically just turn the brightness up on your TV. So I had to mess with the recording software. I tried to get it as bright as I could without it looking washed out.
Inmate, back in your cell. Everything's under control.
But yeah, you can sort of see the results here. Probably just why I'm just doing this as a one-off. I think it'd be slightly difficult because I know there are parts in this game that get even more darker. I remember renting this from a video shop. I wonder how many of you can remember that one. So the night I got it, I remember us getting takeaway too. I think it was pizza. Playing it with a mate, we got up to a certain point in the game. I'll actually point it out to you, where we just said, "Nah, that's it." We turned it off. And there it is. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a body being pulled into the vent. After we saw that, we turned it off. Looking at it now, I can laugh at it, considering that one of my favorite genres is horror. But it delivered the effect we wanted, well, the developers wanted for it. So if you don't know about this game, it is based on Alcatraz, which is a prison island which has been defunct now. You can take tours and stuff like that of it.
T, listen to me. You gotta get out of there. That island's more than just a prison. It's so much worse. It brings out the worst in everyone. Get out of there, T. Run! Run as fast as you can!
Yeah, we'll be doing a lot of running, that's for sure. But yeah, it's based on Alcatraz, and some of the ways that, because I don't know if it was on the Xbox version or the PS2 version of the game, which I'm playing right now. But there was a sort of like a mini documentary about the game and the influences and stuff like that. And I remember watching that and seeing them talk about the punishments the people in Alcatraz would come up with. They used to keep, I think it was like when the trolley used to go down the holes to give books or food or stuff like that, used to keep like a leather or cloth over the wheels so it would stay silent, because whoever was running the Alcatraz at the time hated noise. And one of the things, it was just, you had to be silent. You could not make noise whatsoever, and if you did, you got a punishment. I remember one, I think it was like an iron ball or something. They would attach it to the end of your tongue with a metal rod that would go up through it, and they would leave you outside attached to it as a form of punishment. Another one was to basically chain you to a wall and strip you almost bare naked, and in the middle of winter as punishment too. So yeah, it's then when you look into the Alcatraz, you realize, well, then when you read about Alcatraz, then you wonder why it's haunted. It's got if you believe in ghosts and the supernatural and stuff like that, that place would carry a lot of negative energy, that's for sure. Right now, I am desperately lost. I haven't played this since I was a teen. Early teens, at least. It's good. And it doesn't help because as I'm playing it right now, just like you, I've sort of fixed it up a little bit. Like if I ever release the original footage of this, you'll be in the same position as I am, which is I can barely see fuck all at the moment. With the brightness, like I said, it's just basically they just say, just turn the brightness up on your TV, you'll be alright.
Thank God I made it into the light. I think I'm safe in the light. You've got to get me out of here! No!
Anyone read me? What's going on?
Is it a riot? What's the situation? This Nash up in Tower A3, I can't see what's going on. I hear sound, but when I shine the spot down there, it's like everything scampers out of the way. I can't see well enough. Shit, get away from me! Man, I killed it. But that thing's impossible. Like some kind of spider with swords. Goddamn inmates behind this, I know they are. Is anyone listening to me? I think maybe I just better stay up here where I'm safe.
Well, you're not safe now, are ya? I remember the developers talking about this game and saying that at the time there were a lot of horror games around. I think this came out around maybe a year or so within like Silent Hill 4 or 3. I should really know because I'm a big fan of Silent Hill. And what they saw, the developers of this game saw, was that there were a lot of horror games where the protagonist was very quote-unquote weak, would run away, be scared to use weapons, stuff like that, which would be a natural instinct to a situation like this. You would want to run away. Flight or, what is it called, the flight or fight instinct? I'm trying to turn on the light so I can see. Thank you. Instinct, so they wanted to make a character who wasn't phased by it whatsoever. And that's how you got caught. Oh, so they're called a Slayer. Good band. Finally a flashlight. And of course it runs on batteries. Nope, no one on the line. Moving on. Even though this is a very dark game, and I'm not talking about just the content, but as far as environments go, I've got to give it up for the use of light. Like, the idea that you can only see what's in front of you so far with that flashlight, it definitely gives that more eerie feeling to everything.
Hold it right there, or I will cut you down. You hear me, inmate? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Give him a chance.
Hell with protocol. Everything's gone to shit. Right now, I'd prefer a murdering scumfuck from the road to one of those monstrosities. We got a better chance of survival if we stick together. But you will do exactly what I say, or I will punch a hole in your sorry ass. Got it?
Got it.
All right, you got a light. We gotta head downstairs to get out of this shithole. And you better stay out of my way. If I need to shoot more of those fuckers, I will not hold my fire on your account. You read me?
Captain Hardass. Anyway, what you just heard there before he started going into his full spiel was the morality sort of choices in this game. You basically hear your dead wife's voice in a demonic voice, your left and right, on your left and right. Sort of look at it like angels on your shoulder sort of thing. Now, if you listen to your wife a little bit more, you get a good ending. On the demonic side, you get the bad ending. There's a neutral ending where you sort of half and half it, but you have to be very conscious of those actions.
If things are bad up here, down there, it's gonna be like the mouth of hell.
I always saw the good in you.
There you go.
God damn! What the hell was that? Now I gotta check it out. Stay here!
I don't think I will. You're the one with the gun.
I want it to end!
Now I've got the gun. Doesn't look like much else in this room. Well, it must be drawing power. You see the little force fields around it. A ghost of death row past, I guess. The one thing, even though I enjoy playing horror games, the one thing that's always bugged me about them, be this one, or a Silent Hill one, Resident Evil, Rule of Rose. Would you classify Killer 7 as a horror game, or more of a thriller, I think? You know, stuff, well, anyway, stuff like that. The main problem in any game, or horror game, and I haven't found it yet, maybe with Resi 7 VR, yeah, but that's more immersive. I'm talking about, like, playing a game like this. They don't have the same bite as you keep returning to them. They may make you jump here and there, but they don't have the bite anymore. So, you know, once you start mowing them down, you realise they're not that strong anymore. You know? You can take or leave, like, there are going to be, I guess it's a balancing act really to the end of it, isn't it? Where you can take all my weapons away and all that in horror games and make me just run around in circles, but after all you just sort of you're not even scared of it anymore either. So like I said, the only time I actually was genuinely scared was when I played Resi 7 in VR. That made me jump out of my skin a little bit. I think, but like I said, I think it's because it was immersive and everything.
I always looked at their bodies when I was done.
Anyone hear me? This is Hawks again. I tried to get to the radio building, but there's so many of those things there. They look like Yorks with stilts on. They're all over the yard. I couldn't get through. Has anyone called for help yet? They'll need to call in the military to clean this mess up. What's that there? Bloody hell!
Now, if I remember correctly, the time span for this game, it takes place overnight, I think. I can't remember if it's daybreak or not anywhere down the track. I remember a dock and basically fat monsters that sort of had like giant, I think they were like bloated corpses. They were carrying like sort of like heavy balls on chain, and they would swing them at you. I think it was like a convict boat that got sunk off the shore. It's good to see them a little bit more up close, and you realise that they kind of share the same design as a Cenobite. I was going to call it Hellraiser, but yeah, Cenobite. It's another game that has interesting monster design.
Hear ye. This is Radio Free Abbott. The inmates are running the show now, suckers.
This here's MC25 to life, and I want you to know that I am calm like a bomb. Let me tell you, I done seen more dead CEOs today than I ever dreamed I would, and I want to say they all had it coming. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I like it.
Until they come for you, that's for sure. I know that one of the things in this game that you kind of have to go through the archives that you collect throughout the game, but it does have a rich history, a very well written history. Unfortunately, we won't see any of that today. Now remembering it a little bit more, I think that to a degree a lot of the monster design in this game influenced the punishments, like I said earlier, the punishments that some prisoners would receive.
Can anybody hear me? What's going on? Hello? Let me out! Oh, I get it. They warned me about the CEOs at Abbott and their practical jokes, but Jesus, har fucking hardy har, very funny. Joke's over now, guys. Come on, let me out.
Not a joke, mate. There we are. That's the first of many flashbacks that are about to come. They come throughout the game to influence, well, not influence, but give you an idea of what happened on that day that he blacked out. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention the sequel to it, which was The Suffering Ties That Bind.
Still trying to find another CO who wouldn't dare to gone off his nut. I've made it to the admissions building, but I don't know how I'm going to open the blasted gate. The whole mechanism's gone off the spout. If anyone can hear me, I'd advise you to look for a different way out, because it looks like I'm well and truly fucked here. But that's on us, isn't it? Who'd have thought we corrections officers would be the ones trying to escape from Abbott? Fucking hilarious, if you ask me.
At least he gets the irony in the situation. But yeah, like I was going to say, the sequel, it takes place right after you escape from Abbott. Right? Sorry, spoilers. I'm sure you can find a full gameplay somewhere on YouTube. It relies you on heavily getting the good ending. I can't exactly remember what happens in the bad ending. I think he's just mowed down by the military. That's my guess. I haven't seen the two endings for ages now. But once you get back to the mainland, that's where it picks up, and you go back to, I think it's Baltimore. I think it's either based on Baltimore or they just straight out call it Baltimore. You experience him. Hold on.
No. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Jesus. You gotta get up and fucking piece of shit. Hey, you. This is a mistake. Shut off the gas. Open the door. Can you hear me? Do something. Fuck you. Those are mine. Last word. You.
So with the sequel, it's not really good. It's actually far from good. I remember reading that it had multiple endings, but I only ever got one ending. I remember it clearly too, because I was actually genuinely pissed about the ending. I can't remember the name of the main villain in that game, but he basically kills you in the end. And that's the end of the story. So after fighting out of here, getting back to the mainland, fighting through all the shit at the mainland, you end up dead. And it's not even like a heroic death either, you just die.
They won't leave you alone until you do it.
As I was mentioning, with you get flashbacks of him in Eastern Prison. You kind of get the idea of what he was like back then, before he got shifted off to Abbott. And that's the only things I can really remember about the game at the moment. Or the sequel anyway. I tend to try and forget the sequel. You know. Yeah, it's not really good. This one though, you should definitely have if you've got a PlayStation 2, Xbox, original Xbox, sorry. Or even, I think you can get it on PC.
I want to see the real you, Talk.
If you can, just kick back one afternoon, give it a go, and maybe you'll be able to see the picture a little bit better than I can at the moment. Like even just turning off the flashlight, it just
can't put it off
dims
forever.
it incredibly.
This place is stronger than you.
Show me why you're in here. I want to know all about you.
So this is where we get.
I've been here a long time. I don't understand much about this place, but I know your being here ain't no coincidence.
Well, look what we have here. How long I have been waiting to encounter such a fascinating specimen. My understanding is you've had periodic blackouts since, when was it? Ah yes, early adolescence. Ever wonder what happens during those blackouts? Would you say you have visions of bloodshed? Yes, surely there is bloodshed.
You've seen death, right? I read about your life, you sick bastard. Put me to shame. I never got to snuff a woman. Because we get innocent guys.
Yeah, so they're going to act as, if memory serves, as sort of like a guardian. They aren't good people.
Above all else, I am a professional. I am dedicated to the work. Nothing compares to the deep satisfaction of terminating human life. You already know that, don't you?
And if I remember correctly, later in the game you'd actually end up getting into boss fight with them.
You had a wife, right? Did you love her? How far would you go to make sure she stayed yours? When you get mad, you feel you could kill a man, rip him apart with your bare hands. You ever feel that way? Maybe you're not like me. It's hard to say. You gotta fight. Don't let this place do to you what it did to me.
I can help you, Talk. I can make you well. I can give you control if you really want it. But first, you've got to show me. Come on now. Give it a try for me, won't you?
Don't worry. We all have right in.
I want to see the real
So what they're
you ever see red? You ever just want to let go?
So what they're trying to trigger out of me is a transformation, which is basically ties into his blackout,
until you do it.
as you'll eventually see, because I can't go any further in the game without turning into what they want to see.
Come on, you bastard.
Things a man's gotta do. You can't be helped.
I'm hoping to show a little bit of this. Well, not this, but more of the variations in monsters. There's another one that sticks out in my mind, which is like they're really skinny, bloated bodies. They have like syringes of green shit filled, syringes full of green fluid, or whatever you would call it, that is filled up and it's stuck in their back, out through the back of the skull, through the eyes, and that's their weapon. They'll try and stab you or throw it. So here's the transformation. This is supposed to be his blackout. He's supposed to be so angry and violent that he just snapped, which is a good representation of it, really. Instead of like saying the screen goes red or something and he's immune to damage. It's sort of like the Incredible Hulk if it was like an R-rated film and gory and violent.
Very good. We've made a lot of progress today. But be careful. A good thing only lasts so long. We'll need to discuss this further in our next session.
Oh yeah, you do run into them again. They occasionally give you little hints. Like I said, they're like sort of guardians until you decide to leave the island. Oh, so it looks like we have walked into Hellraiser now. Cheers, mate. Right. No. Let go. Let. Thank you. Gotta keep smashing those boxes. Can't let any of the boxes stay around. So as an entry-level monster, you're going to see a lot of these ones around. They're basically the minions of the game, the Slayers. They're everywhere. To make it hard, they flush you with a lot of them, including the bigger ones. But eventually there are some variation. I've talked about one already, the syringe green, I don't know what you'd call them.
My cock, you fucking monstrosity!
And it looks like we've just seen another.
I know what's coming. Just end it!
Hold on, mate. I'm just gonna go through a box.
Pull the goddamn trigger already!
Oh yeah, hang on.
Where the fuck are you? What's taking so long? Do it. Fucking do it! Just fucking kill me!
Come on, bring it. So I guess that's actually a really cool monster design. The fact that it opens with a CEO getting executed, and then when you see the monster, it looks like it was a soldier or somebody who had been executed themselves. By the looks of the guns on their back, they look American. I think they're called the M4. I might be wrong about that. There was a few guns that look like that. Back again. Oh, so they're the only monster design in this, I think. When you remove the head, the body keeps moving. I think it just goes crazy. It's a little like a praying mantis. Thank you. I thought the power was going to stay on, but that was too much to ask for. Yeah, they really do look like soldiers, don't they? Where'd he go? Like I said, I can barely see at the moment on my screen, so it's like, where is he? And I apologize for that too, not being able to brighten this up enough, but to a degree, if it's not too dark, what you're watching now, if it's not too dark, it's a nice way of having atmosphere. And as you can see, this is why I put the warning at the start of the video. There are some things in this game, granted they have horrific tones.
Daddy, I can't. No, I don't want to see it. No! Daddy, no!
It does touch on some horrific tones in this and gives you a glimpse of what it was like and when he was living at home. And you can see why I put that warning at the start of the video. It can be unnerving at times. Later in the game, if I remember correctly, it does touch on a lot more and get a lot more darker. But as I'm just showcasing it today, it still needs that warning. You know, they sound like predators, don't they? Yeah, that really didn't do much, did it? So I'm playing on medium today, and I know it has a hard difficulty and an impossible difficulty. I'm sure on hard and impossible, getting through this spot here right now, it's just not on. That's another thing too, when you go into your blackout mode, yeah, I just died. Well, I was going to say, like, when you go into your blackout mode, you're not invincible or anything like that. You can still take damage. I think even your damage that you can take gets doubled. once again,
I know
playing
what's
these
coming.
old games,
Just end it.
it should be noted
Where
that
the fuck are you?
there is no autosave. Well, there are checkpoints, but there's no autosave. It's not like the game just picks off right where you left off. But it doesn't have manual saving, so that's nice. Unlike other games where you have to maybe get to a safe place, like say Resident Evil, where you have to collect, what was it, tape writer? Is it like tape writer film or something like that? Or ink? So you can get to the safe room, you can save. But depending on how much typewriter ink you have, is how many saves you've got. It's a good way to keep you on your toes, that's for sure. I think in the recent reboots and stuff like that, it's definitely been, I guess you would say, changed up a little bit more. Because when I replayed Resident Evil 2 and 3, I don't remember ever being restricted on the saves I could make. And yes, eventually we'll probably get around to playing, depending on the mood I'm in, maybe the original RE and RE2 and 3, or maybe the remakes. Probably the remakes might look
Daddy,
a lot better.
I can't see. Where are you? Turn on the lights.
There's some gear over here. I'm just gonna move on. We don't need to hang around in this room. We know what happens in this room. Another reason why I think this game is so dark, environment-wise, not content. We know that content's going to be pretty dark, but as far as environment goes, I think it helps with the loading of levels and rendering. Well, yeah, rendering, or I would say rendering of the levels, keeping that streamless loading going. It's not like where you play, say, Grand Theft Auto, or maybe another open world game. Granted, there's a lot of pressure on those games to keep up with you, especially if you're driving fast or quick. But I'm sure there's a good chunk of you out there who have been driving in the middle of nowhere during Grand Theft Auto or some other open world game, and a tree has just loaded right in front of you. It can be annoying, but you've got to sort of give those sort of older games a bit of leeway when they do that. I'm not too sure now that the newer consoles are out and high grade PC parts and stuff like that, if things like that still get loaded in. And what I mean by that is the like I said, a tree appearing out of nowhere when you're driving at full max speed down, well, not down, but off road or something like that, you know. One, two. That should be enough to get us through there.
You can't execute your own men.
They're spies for the Nazis. They're a threat to our security. Am I supposed to ignore that? This prison is my command. I am God here. You will follow my orders.
Well, that's a nice flashback from the Second World War.
You're doing well, dog. But watch yourself. This place can eat your soul.
I think he's the only one I actually generally feel bad for out of the three of them. He seems to just want to be free, like he's done living this tormented life, where I think the doctor takes pleasure in it, and the one that comes through the gas, see, I don't know their names. It's been a while now since I've played it, like I said, but I think the one that comes through the gas, he looks at it as a job. Like, it's got to be done. I'm going to be the one to do it. The doctor takes pleasure in it, and the one that's attached to the electric chair or runs through electricity, he just wants out. He's done with it. That's my assumption on him, theory-wise anyway. Tell me down in the comments if I'm wrong or right. And tell me if you want to see a full playthrough of this or not. I'll try and lighten it up a little bit. Not in the mood, but so it doesn't look like you're looking at a black screen or something like that. I know atmosphere is everything, but if you can't see what you're doing, then well, what's the point of playing it or watching it or reading it?
When performing a lethal injection, it is essential that the needles be placed with absolute precision. And unlike standard medical procedures, with a lethal injection you have a patient who probably does not want the procedure to occur. Therefore, it is of vital importance that the restraints be tight and strong. Even with that, trouble may arise, and it may be incumbent upon the practitioner to take matters into his own hands, using whatever sharp-bladed objects he may have on his person. Lacerations to the body at strategic locations may put the patient into a state of shock, making him far more pliable, or at the very least, causing him to bleed to death, thus achieving the desired end. And who are we kidding? We're not really trying to be humane anyway. Class dismissed.
Well, did you learn something? So now you can go to your friends, your family, your partners and go, I went to school today. Guess what I learned? It seems fitting to have the exit sign right there.
Man, it's good to see another human. Wait, what the fuck? Tor, is that you? Fuck, man, it's me, Dallas from Easton. Man, if anybody could survive this shit, it figures you could. You seen some of these things, man? Fucking whack shit. I heard the government's been conducting experiments on us inmates. Next phase of MK Ultra, if you can believe that shit. Now it's turned into the mother of all clusterfucks.
He needs your protection.
He's a parasite.
It looks like there's no way out in here. Come on, man. Follow me. We gotta try to get to the outside.
If you don't help him, he'll die.
You're better off without him.
What I like about the two angels sitting on your shoulder, with the voices that you hear, it's entirely up to you how you react.
Jesus, Byron, look what they did. This shit ain't right. You made being on the inside better. You were my main man. I miss you. You never went for that kind of thing on the inside, did you, Tor? Nah. Well, you don't know what you were missing. Come on, this shit's too fucked up to look at.
No, back outside, okay.
Holy shit.
I think to a degree, it's not until later in the game, but you really, when it comes to that moral dilemma of what do you do, it really does come down to a situation of weighing up your options sometimes, because if I remember correctly, they'll sometimes make you work for it. If you want the good option, you have to kind of work for it. Other times it's easier to go with the evil decision. That's where you can sort of land on the neutral ground. At the moment, I'm trying to aim for a more good side to it, because I even think that if you go down the evil track,
It's the government, man. They made these goddamn monsters, and you know what? I bet you even if we make it off of this rock, they gonna snuff us just to keep it a secret. They'll cover their tracks and shit. We got a jet, motherfucker. Those creatures are everywhere.
Yeah, like I was going to say, is that I think even if you start making bad decisions, or it depends on which way you go, more good or more bad. It actually affects the monster that you can turn into. I think. I'm not too sure about that. I think that might have been something a part of the second game more than the first one than anything else. Dallas, you around, buddy? Dallas. Oh, there you are. He also mentioned a little earlier when we first met him. I don't know much on the subject, but he also mentioned MK Ultra, which was a CIA mind controlling experiment. Take that for what it was. Welding now. Yeah.
Fuck, man. You're a killing machine. I know growing up in a group home wasn't no wine and roses shit, but you one badass son of a bitch.
Why,
this
thank
way.
you.
It's time for us to bust out.
Yeah, it was a mind controlling experiment done with LSD and acid. I think that's the same drug. I don't know the difference. To sort of train people to be like, I guess like secret agents, but subconsciously, like they could be triggered with a word or something like that.
Yo, Torque, over here! Come on, Torque, the only way out's through this cell block. Now, I've been in there. There's some bad shit in there, man. Fucked up juju. But there's no other way. Come on.
Oh, you want me to lead? Okay. I don't remember if we ever meet RT. I think RT is long gone after, or before we arrived anyway. But these little snippets that you get at the beginning of every level, they do sort of set the tone for what the level is going to be like.
Torque, man, we gotta watch out. Those fucking cutters are everywhere in here. But this is the only way to go, man, if we gonna bounce up out of this shithole. Wait, what the fuck is that sound? Shit, man, I knew coming back in here was a bad idea. Look, Torque, you the badass killing machine, not me. I think you better take point. Lead us through this shit.
Like, to be fair, if I was stuck in this situation, my first move would be go to the armory, load up, and just sit and wait until daybreak. And hope it goes all away once the sun's up. I definitely wouldn't be running around.
Oh, fuck! What the... It's like what they did to Byron. Huh. Goddamn, looks like these things kill their own, too.
Fuck yeah, I found the gap. Don't feel so naked now. I won't be able to smoke them like you can, but I got your back.
Definitely sets the tone with that harmonica.
Look at that mutant thing! Shit, what the hell is it?
Well, they do kill their own. That's interesting. That they don't work together at all. Unfortunately, I don't think that's something that's carried into later the game. As you...
what I hear. There's an old abandoned asylum on the east side of Carnet.
We have finally seen
Maybe
what the
that's where the
warden
government
is
been
doing.
doing their experiment. You know, turning the inmates into those freaks of nature. Didn't they ever read Mary Shelley? Learn that shit don't ever work out.
Truth. That is truth right there. Not a wise idea to play Frankenstein. Or create Frankenstein's monster.
Shit, man. T-block. Yo, better keep our heads up in here. There's no telling where those gimp freaks are. I knew a skinny motherfucker once. Spent all his days mainlining the China White. Man, what is this shit on the floor? Looks like blood, but it's like it's breathing or something. What the fuck you doing, man? Motherfucker. I grew up in Lafayette Court, and I tell you, I ain't never been so fucking scared. What kind of sick mutant was that thing?
You're just gonna kill me.
Government
like you killed them.
Experiment fucking bullshit. Watch
No, I'm not gonna harm you.
Bring the ruckus, motherfucker. I ain't nothing to fuck with.
Can I also point out the fact that the minute that he picks up a gun, that the AI for his character is so much better.
You pop that one, fuck yeah.
So I've played many horror games where you end up getting an AI partner, and they're completely useless.
Now that those freaks stop coming, there's gotta be some way to get these goddamn gates open.
Attention, T-Block officers. This is Hargrave. We have the situation under control in V-Block. Repeat, we have everything under control. COs should report to V-Block to receive your orders. The hour of retribution is at hand. At last, we shall cleanse this island
At a base on this
of the
island.
filth
It's near the road that goes to the
infests
docks. That's gotta be where they started their experiment. Trying to create a super soldier or some insane shit.
I assume that was the voice of the warden telling all the COs to go to the V-Block, which we've just seen what he's been doing in V-Block, so...
Thanks, man. Now go on. Get away from me. You're just gonna bring him here.
Good luck, buddy. I don't know if hiding in the dark will help, but good luck.
Twice I felt trapped, T. I just had to get out. The first time I didn't want conjugal visits. The second, I just wasn't ready to give up my own life, my chance at a career. I regret both times. You've been trapped your whole life, T. You've got to be strong to be free.
No, you tried to pull a fast one on me, it ain't gonna happen. So that was the introduction of his wife, who unfortunately passed away in his blackout. She's always going to be the goodness in talk, where I think what the monster you turn into is the demonic voice that you hear on the right side. Yeah, there was nothing in there, so I just shut it again. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm getting a lot of those flash screens, like that showing monsters and stuff like that. It's because of my, I guess, rage meter or whatever you want to call it. It's flashing. I'm supposed to set it off.
Hey, Tor, the gates are open now. We gotta keep moving, man.
But to me, if I can just kill them with the guns, it's quicker. And I'm happy to put up with the flash screens just a little longer.
Fuck, man. The T-Block showers. Bad shit going down here. When I was living in T-Block, I'd rather stayed stanky than shower in this pit. Fuck, who turned on the water?
Don't know, but they're awake.
Get him,
for what they did to Bob. That's why they fuck his ass up.
Just gotta keep moving around them. I've got no idea what I should be doing. Maybe filtering them into a single spot or what?
Brutal talk. Brutal.
I was caught on one of them for a second there. Another thing too is that this game does have auto aim. If you let go of the right stick, it does somewhat get into the general area of the monster that you're supposed to be shooting at anyway. And with that, we've come to the end of another One-Off Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it as I have enjoyed it. And until next time, good night.